Okay, all right, back again. We're just gonna keep dumping videos out there and see what you guys think. This time we kind of thought about talking about Starlord, Guardians of the Galaxy. Big fans of that. Great movie. I think I've probably watched it like 9 times in the last few weeks, just because.
And probably the last couple days.
Yeah. But we were looking around last night, surfing the internet, and there's a lot of speculation about who his father is, who is Star-Lord's daddy, and there's 2 big ones out there. Heather found them. Yeah. The one is I think it'd be cool. They talked. Okay, well, we'll just do a little bit of backstory. Like, obviously, so like in the movie, they make the reference, when his mother's dying. Spoiler alert again. But
if they haven't seen the movie by now,
yeah. If you haven't seen this movie, sorry.
I don't know why you're watching this video.
You're missing out. You could stop the video and go watch the movie and come back.
Yeah.
And you will not regret it. But his mother's dying, and she makes the reference that, just like your daddy. And he was bathed in light, he was like the wings of an angel, bathed in light.
An angel.
The way his mom referenced him was like he was like a god or something like that. And then, at the end, they do the whole scan on his body when he was in the jail, in the cell or whatever, in prison, and they find out he's not only human, he's half Terran human and half something that they've never heard of before.
Very ancient.
It's very ancient was the exact words. And there's speculation that because of those few things said, and I love this because the way people just take little things and kind of fill the plot holes in.
Yeah.
It's I think it's great. They're way smarter than I am on it, but it makes sense when you think about it. So they're saying that, and this is awesome, that the Collector is Starlord's father, and that would be very cool. So the reason they say that is because he wears the white. He has the white on, and they were saying how
his cape is kind of like wings.
Yeah, his cape looks like wings.
Hair.
He's got the white hair, and they're saying that it's a possibility that he did this. He impregnated a human. Yeah. So that he could collect
the child
at
a certain age.
Yes.
So basically, they think that he actually gave Star-Lord's mother like cancer or something to cause her to die at a specific point in time, and then Yondu and his crew was sent to collect Peter Quill to take him to the Collector.
To the point of Yondu makes the statement at the end that when they said, "Wow, we should have never took him to his dad anyway." He's like, "Yeah, that guy was a jackass," Well, they make the comment that, the Collector is sort of a jackass. Like, who would want to deal with this guy on a daily basis?
And he's not going to call someone like, Ronan or Thanos or, someone who's a big villain or who's important a jackass.
Yeah. And on top of that, he's going to run into Thanos wandering the galaxy.
Right.
You don't want to bump shoulders with Thanos. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
that whoever his father is runs in the same circles as Yondu with the Ravengers. So who else is going to do that except someone who regularly collects things?
And the fact, we went back and watched it again, and there is no introduction when Peter, Star-Lord, meets the Collector. There is no introduction saying this is Peter Quill, yada yada, because he would have known if that's his dad. Yeah. So I think
if that was his son, he wouldn't have known.
Other way, sorry. He would have known that was his son if they said Peter Quill is my name and I'm people call me Starlord or something. But instead, they didn't. I think they did that on purpose. I mean, it seems to fit. Like, why wouldn't you introduce the main guy of the movie to the Collector?
Right.
Because you want to do something cool later. Yeah. I mean, I think it's awesome.
There's no way that the Collector would know that that's his son. Yeah, I mean, he's going to know, he's probably close to the age of what my son would be, but I'm sure he doesn't know what happened.
And you got to think about, if you take yourself out of the movie and you put yourself in one scene, the scene of that meeting, giving him the orb, opening it up, finding it all, that's probably like 10 minutes. Yeah. Like, in real life time. He went in, they met with Gamora. Gamora said, "Okay, I got this." He drops the stone, picks the stone up, hands it to him. They walk over to the thing. He dismantles it, shows the stone inside. Right. The chick grabs it, It blows up. That couldn't have lasted 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, so in just a short time frame, you're not going to know.
Yeah,
no. Something about him reminds me of myself. Or
another
something.
point that they talked about that I agreed with was that being ancient. How else are you going to know about these 6 celestial beings?
Because there's a big thing saying that the Collector is extremely old. That he's older than anybody else, and he knows of these Celestials because he's been around to see them. That's how he has like all the orb things pop up, the holograms, and show everybody what they were, because he was actually around to keep that content and show it to everybody. So I think that's pretty sweet that he could be. I think that's the best thing to do, because I mean Benicio del Toro is an awesome actor.
Yeah, and why would you have, this is another thing, was why would you have a high profile actor playing a part that's in the movie for only 10 to 15 minutes if he wasn't going to be a bigger part of it?
Yeah, exactly. And it makes total sense. Like, why would you do that?
Why would you, as a big actor like Benicio del Toro, agree to be, I'll be in this movie for 15 minutes and another movie for 10 minutes?
And they're saying that, like, 4 people know who the father is, like, in real life. Like, Michael Rooker knows, James Gunn knows, Sean Gunn knows, because Sean Gunn is James Gunn's brother, helps him with the movies, obviously, and Kevin Feige, or Feige, however you want to say it. Those 4 people know. So it could be 5. Benicio del Toro could know, but I think they would leave him not know.
Unknown,
just so he doesn't let it slip. I mean, those 4 people they just did. Michael Rooker, he's the only real actor. He has nothing to do with the makings of the movies. That knows, but I think him knowing makes sense because he needs to know.
Yeah, who he was supposed to deliver him to.
Like, because what was his motivation? Why
keep him? Yeah,
like, you had to be told that why you actually kept him, and it makes sense because they call him a jackass, and he says, well, why would he be a jackass? Because he would just keep him and never ever let him out.
Yeah, he would just be in a cage his whole life.
So that's why he doesn't take him to him, and he keeps him and raises him as his own kind of son or whatever. So I think that would be a motivation of how you act in the movie to treat your son, and why he's not taking him to his father. And I think that all adds up and makes total sense. So the other one, and I'm just going to touch on this one because I don't really think it's true, is Starhawk. Like, they're going to include him at some point, and he's supposed to be like the actual father, but I doubt it. I really don't see that being the case, but we'll see. All right, well, we had to go get a little trooper to join us here. The whole thing with Starhawk, I don't think will happen because they made the point to say how they're going to have everybody has to be established. The Collector's already established. And
they're not going to want to add a bunch of new characters in and try and establish that character and the backstory for his dad. When if it's someone that's already in the movie and you kind of already know his backstory, it's a lot easier. And
it's a superhero. Like, you can't just throw in another superhero and go, this is Starhawk. He's awesome.
This is Starlord's dad. Because
apparently,
cool,
we read he's apparently a jackass too, I guess. But it was just like, all these superheroes, right? Yondu can't just be knocking all into all these guys everywhere he goes. He has to be, like, deliberately following these guys. And how would he not know this guy's a superhero? So I just think there's too much going on there for that to be the case. I really hope that it's the Collector. I would still be surprised, but at the same time I would be like, I knew it, but I would be more happy about it than anything. Because I think that's a cool kind of way to go. Because I know the comics are, he's like one of the 6 gods or something is actually his dad in real life, or in the comics, I mean. But
as they've said, it's not going to be the same one that's in the comics.
James Gunn already said they're going a different way than the comics. So I think that's totally cool that they're going to do that. And it's going to make it a lot nicer. For, people who know the comics to kind of see a different iteration of it, I think is pretty cool. Looking forward to that. I'm really excited. We both enjoy the movies, so we're both pretty excited to see where they go with that. And I'm just so excited to hear they're making a sequel. And I mean,
2017.
Who knew they weren't gonna make one? But I'm glad to hear that it's gonna happen.
I read that they had signed the deal for the sequel before the first one even came out in theaters.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew they did it with the Turtles, but that was like 2 days after the movie came out in theaters. So, yeah. why not? I mean, that movie was amazing. Best. I already said this is the best movie of 2014 for me. Yeah, nothing can beat that movie for that year. No way. So, all right. Well, hey, that's what we think about what's going to happen with Starlord's dad. You tell us what you think. I think we all have an opinion on it, and we could all be wrong, or maybe some of us are right. Who knows? I think it's just fun to talk about, honestly. And there's nothing really, nothing else we can ever do other than just have fun talking about it, because I like being wrong sometimes too. Anyway, that's our little touch base on what we think about all the Starlord Father, who's my daddy things, and we'll see if we're right at some point in time. So, this is Ellie Bean. This is Heather.
Hey.
I'm Nick. And this is a Loud Thumbs duo. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Click like below. Subscribe. Do whatever. We would appreciate it. And we'll talk to you guys later on.